How to survive as a trade partner with a bad GC. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about how you can cover your backside, but deliver value and do a good job and just survive that experience, and what you can do knowing that you're in that situation. So do you ever get on these YouTube videos anywhere on the internet and think everything's tailored towards the general contractor? Nobody has content for us trades, right? Well, that's changed because that's what we're going to cover in this video today. So I hope you're excited. We've got some content curated just for you. So I could not be happier to share this information with you. So I talk a lot about Takt planning and how to create flow for trades, and I'll typically say something like this. On a project schedule, roughly, we want a time by location format, location meaning zones, and what we will want to do is break those zones up to where they're the right size to create flow. We'll want to level the work within those zones, and we will want to actually level the trades on the construction project. So I always advocate, hey, we should end up with a beautiful Takt plan, okay, that really represents flow for the entire project. And I'm overshooting my flip chart here, so I'll just go that far. But the idea is that if you have a trade, and let's say you're the second wagon in here, right? Your trade should flow from area to area to area beautifully in that diagonal from zone to zone to zone, and then you can work in what's called one piece or one process flow. So like, let's say you're in zone number 1 over here, right? Taking that down, let's say that that's an area on the project site. So this is a zone. You can plan that work as a trade partner, go into that zone and do the work, and then get out and reflect and finish. What that means is you can plan with your crew, do the work, and then reflect and improve and go from area to area to area. This is where you as a trade are going to make money. Because yes, I know what everybody's saying. Not all buildings are repetitive. Not all buildings are, consistent and rhythmic. I understand that. But I would say like 100% of the buildings that I've dealt with, at least 40 to 60% of that building has repetition that you can put into a Takt plan, and any of the non-repetitive areas should be in there anyway so that you can see how it all flows together, and we can if we're able. So even on non-rhythmic buildings, this is the way that we schedule. Trades working from zone to zone to zone in a flow. And if you're like, hey, Jay Money, some of these phases, they only have one zone, that's fine, that's fine. There are many other places in this building where you can get flow. So you're probably thinking to yourself, Jason, I love you. You're so great. You look just like Brad Pitt. I understand. But like, how do I get flow as a trade partner? Well, let me explain that right now. So here's what I would do exactly if I was a trade partner and if I was attempting to survive a bad project. So if you are a trade partner on a bad project with a GC that doesn't know what they're doing, you will likely have either no schedule or the general contractor will have a CPM schedule, okay? So a CPM schedule will have your activities in a work breakdown structure, and there will be logic ties throughout. And if you filtered out your activities from this CPM schedule and you did an analysis, it would literally, your work would look like this. It would look stacked and you're all over the place. So I hope that made sense. CPM schedule for the GC, you filter out your activities, it's going to be stacked. Now, you already know that based on production theory, actually it's not theory, production laws, that this is going to hurt you, that you can't do this, your trade is going to cascade out, and if they attempt to stack you, it's going to extend and you're going to lose money. So this is what I would do. You, number one, you are going to pull out the milestone, okay? So you're going to pull out the milestone from their schedule, whatever it is. Let's just say it's interiors. You're going to say that's when this general contractor wants to be done. Once you have that milestone, you can, with your internal scheduling resources, and we can help you if you want, literally with the pull plan that's already done, or by yourself based on common industry knowledge, create your own Takt plan for that phase and be like, hey, this is how I think the work is going to flow in that phase, and this is you again. I think that I am this wagon, this trade, and this is how I need to flow. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself, Jason, this isn't my work. Yeah, I understand that. But if the general contractor is not doing it, you have to. So stay with me. So number 1, grab the milestone. Number 2, map out the phase. Okay? And what you're looking for is your work and how it needs to flow. So at the end of this, you need to know the number of zones that are ideal for you if the GC doesn't have a plan. You need to know your duration for each of these activities, okay? And you need to know the size of the zone. So I'll just go ahead and put number and size, and generally the plan for your work, okay? What I would do, once this is done, I would send either in my original bid or in the pre-construction efforts or before my pre-construction meeting with the general contractor, I would literally give them a schedule that says, hey, this is how my crews, my trade needs to flow from area to area to area. This is the zone size for each of those. This is how we're running around the building according to your flow. This is what I need. Now, if you don't get the general contractor to agree to that flow, if they're going to narrow you, if they're going to cut your duration, if they're going to give you a hard time or attempt to stack, you're just going to have to be smart when it comes to negotiating this. Meaning, if you can do it, like if they're like, hey, you're going to have, instead of having these activities over here, you're going to have to stack a little bit, and that's stacking right there. And you're going to have crew 1 and crew 2, and you can actually do that with trained crews, that's fine. But negotiate something that has flow. Flow for the first crew, flow for the second crew. So sign up for that deal. Once you're there, you can really, really hit a home run with this. Let me explain how. Every week, and this is step number 3, every week, you send a message to the general contractor that says, hey, this is the zone that I'm going to, and you can take pictures throughout that zone and say, hey, I need this, and this for me to go into that zone effectively in my next time frame with this crew that I have today. Okay? If you start to do this and you expect that general contractor to make and the other trades to make that work ready, you can establish the focus for your work. Here's what I mean. I hope I can articulate this really, really well. Your general contractor, if they're bad, like I said, they're going to be using CPM, they're going to stack your work, and they're going to give you a hard time here about the flow of your work. Okay? If you can at least get to the point where you have flow, and they're like, oh, I'm behind schedule, keep adding labor, I want more crews, I want you to be busy, I want you to work overtime, all things that are going to tank your work, you point them to, let's make the work ready. And then they'll be like, no, stop being difficult. I need more people, I need more crews, I need you to start working overtime, I need you to bring all the materials here. And then you refocus them and you say, nope, we're fine, we can meet the schedule, I just need the work ready. So if your general contractor keeps giving you the business here, you can keep saying, like if they're talking to their bosses, hey, I've attempted to show what we need ready. It's making work ready. It's not my labor that's the problem. Then the general contractor says, I'm going to tell the building owner and the client that you're giving us a hard time. Your response could be like, hey, I have this documented every week. This is what we've been asking for every single week to get work ready out ahead. It is not my labor that's the problem, right? Every time they say more people, more crews, more overtime, work frantically, bring all the materials out, push, rush, and panic, you literally anchor them, make work ready. Push, rush, and panic. No, please just make the work ready. Push, rush, and panic. No, please just make the work ready, right? Keep them focused here. Now, I'm not about contention, and I'm not about litigation, and I'm not about starting fights. But you literally, if you do this, which is a discipline, your general superintendent or your project executive or your foreman out there on the site, whoever's doing this will have to establish the flow and then take pictures of that zone and say, this is what we need to do our work. You have record documentation, historical documentation every single week of what you have asked for to do your work. Now, are you going to be a pain in the butt? Are you going to be mean? No. You're going to be accommodating. You're going to do some favors. You're going to do your best. You're going to adjust when you can, but you're not going to let the general contractor throw your money away by doing irresponsible things. So you have to understand, if you're stacked, you will lose money. period. If you stay in a flow, you will make money. And the key here is this, and I'll leave you with this. By the way, I hope you've enjoyed this. All of you general contractors, don't unsubscribe. I want you general contractors and trades, please like and subscribe to this video. Let's get the knowledge out and let's pair together. Let's partner, right? So let's head in a positive direction. Here's the key. If you're a trade partner and you go attempt to do this stacking, you're not only not going to hit the date that you should, which is past what the GC wants, you're going to extend longer and hurt the job. So you're, I'll say, darned if you do and darned if you don't, right? So like if you do what they say, you're going to tank your effort and you're going to look bad, they're going to be mad. If you say, hey, here's the flow and collaborate with the GC to get the best flow, and then you protect it by saying, this is what I need, this is what I need, this is what I need, they're going to be mad at you anyway. So they're going to be mad at you if you do what they say or if you do what you need to do. The difference is, if you do what I'm telling you, you will finish at the earliest possible date for that GC and actually take care of them, and you won't lose any money. So which one's better? If somebody's mad at J Money here and they're like, oh, I'm not going to subscribe to your video. Hey, if we do this insanity, we're going to tank the job and lose money. If you do what I'm saying and the trade holds to the line, I'm not pitting trades against GCs. They're going to finish sooner and they're not going to lose money and they're going to have more resources to take care of you. So this is the way. Step 1, establish the milestone. Step 2, identify your flow in the phase. Step 3, start preparing the work ahead and asking for what you need, and hold the line. And in the description below, I'm going to give you a link to a Canva graphic that shows these steps, steps 1, 2, and 3 that you can follow. And if you're a trade partner, I want you to know that we love you so much and we can help you with business and operational consulting and scheduling consulting to get you up and running so that you can follow this system and partner with other trades and actually help that difficult GC and find at least the win, or better yet, the win-win for that project. I hope you've enjoyed this video. On we go.